Hello, basketball, hockey, and soccer fans. My name is David. Thought I would start this video at 2:53 on the morning of Sunday, 15th of October, 2023, North American Eastern Time. Thought I would do is just forget the hockey news, just recap from my last video that on the coming Saturday Eastern Time be feature the last game to be played by each Canadian Major League Soccer team, with CF de Montreal having a chance to qualify for a wildcard spot, the Whitecaps having already clinched the playoff spot, and Toronto FC expect to finish nowhere close to a playoff spot. So, it's also going to mention briefly that on Sunday Eastern Time, 6 o'clock, the game the Raptors will be playing against the Cairns Taipans. Against a Cairns Taipan squad based over in the northeast of the Australian state of Queensland, but that'll be played at Scotiabank Arena, not way overseas. So I thought I'd be talking about like way early in the morning Eastern Time rather than late in the evening, and early Monday, Australian Eastern Time, whatever that time zone is. So yeah. Alright, so enough of that. I'm going to now go to games that they're played by Canadian NHL teams that started on Saturday Eastern Time. So we're going to start off with the earliest of the games. So it's early afternoon one that featured the Sens hosting Philadelphia Flyers. So a big afternoon for Jacob Chychrun, former Coyotes D-man, now with the Senators. First goal assisted by, at the 2:36 mark of the first period, assisted by Zach McEwen and Ridley Gregg. The second, on a power play, assisted by Vlad Tarasenko and Jake Sanderson. The Flyers did pull to within one goal in each of the first and second periods. Sanderson and the Senators also scored his own goal, also on the power play. Brady Tkachuk scored 2 goals. And including on the last one, Tim Stützle having assisted. Anton Forsberg having not faced a shot on goal for quite some time, allowed an ugly one. That was to Cam York of the Flyers, assisted from Travis Konecny and Sean Walker. At that point, it was 3-2. A bit under 3.5 minutes later, Brady Tkachuk would put the Sens ahead for good at 4-2. 5-2, the power play. No need for empty netters or anything like that. Because, very sound defensively for the most part. So I'm going to go is get the penalties there. Yeah, Los Angeles ones. So definitely there. Just going to see what the Alright, let's just see where. Let's go see what the even strength stats were and all that. Special teams. Because Sens dominate on the face-off side, having won 37 to the Flyers 23 out of 60 face-offs. Sens got more shots on goal, 10 more, than the Flyers, 21. Hits were a bit closer at 19-16. The Flyers scored on one of their power plays. Neither team scored a shorthanded goal. Oh, wow. Sens scored on 3 of their 5 power plays. It's unusually good. Even better than the Oilers managed to perform during regular season power play last season. Get more on that. Get more on the Oilers. Close game. Still a regulation loss a little bit later. So, overall, very defensively sound effort. These Sens may make some noise. True to say, but much better than the loss to the Canes over in the North Carolina interior. So, there we go. So now I'm going to switch on over to the Jets. Close win. So the empty netter at the end of the game. Towards the end, by Kyle Connor, assisted by Josh Morrissey. nicknamed Norrisy, Norris Trophy. I believe he nominated at least once, if I'm not mistaken. Why it's called Norrisy. That was very, almost even in terms of power play goals. It was a shorty the Jets had. Mason Hamilton, assisted by Adam Lowry, a dear son of one-time Jets head coach Dave Lowry. So yeah, it's there was at one point the Panthers had a lead of 2-1. I wasn't going to sleep on the Panthers, against the Jets. Yeah, these Panthers were Stanley Cup finalists last season. Stanley Cup finalists. Yes, the Panthers have not done great so far this season. 0, 0 and 2. Britain, a lot of people in Britain would say, basically 2 regulation losses of 2 games, so not 1 point. Not 1 point so far, but it's hard to complain too much. The Atlantic Division may very well be a tight one. It still is. It's early in the season after all. So, on the other hand, definitely there was I got a couple of there was no there were a couple of goals from Dylan DeMello, from Cole Perfetti and Nino Niederreiter, and the Applin one that were ugly ones given up by Panthers main goalie Sergei Bobrovsky. And it was remarkable how good Bobrovsky was in each of the first 3 playoff series last season the Panthers had played. He wasn't very good then. 2 ugly goals that I could count. Hellebuck allowed a couple of ugly goals. So in the span of just over a minute, 16:31 mark of third period, to Carter Verhaeghe, assisted by Matt Tkachuk and Rodriguez himself, having scored a bit over a minute after that, 17:36 mark from Sasha Barkov and Sam Reinhart. Kyle Connor with Josh Morrissey ending the game, but that was close. It was ugly. Defense was not particularly good, but it's hard to complain too much. But again, when it comes to points, yeah, that was big for the Jets. The Jets had to win that game if they weren't going to sink further down. As of now, they are, like ESPN, short form standings at number 5 in the Central. So not great, but hey, all the teams are close. But things could open up in like a couple weeks or so. And yeah, so yeah, Jets just slept on the Panthers too much, and it almost cost the Jets a point. Almost cost the Jets 2 points as a result. But yeah, overall, I take the point. So now I'm going to go to, in terms of the order, like say games concluded, Calgary Flames, fresh off a 5-3 home win against the Jets, ended up coming nowhere close to beating the Pens. And goal, at a bare minimum, points from Sid Crosby, also known as Sid the Kid, Jake Gensel, Malkin, Brendan Rust, Brian Rust, excuse me. Raleigh Smith, Ryan Graves, and Chris Letang. Erik Karlsson got a +1. Didn't get a point in that game, but he did eat up those minutes. For the Pens, he had the most ice time with 25 minutes and 15 seconds worth. Most of that even strength. Alex Nedeljkovic stopped all but 2 of 36 shots. An impressive 94.4 save percentage. Not much to complain about there. Jacob Markstrom, by contrast, allowed at least one ugly goal and has a save percentage of 85.7. Begging the question, how many more ugly goals did Markstrom give up? So when it comes to the Penguins, when it comes to plus minuses, there wasn't even one player with a sub-zero plus minus. On the Flames, it was hard to find even one player with a plus minus above zero. Well, there was not even one. Oh boy. Matt Coronato scored a goal, his only point, but he was a -4. A rookie, but he had 14.43 of ice time, 20 shifts, and he lost the only face-off that he took, but I blame him too much. So, for the Penguins, in terms of players who took face-offs, at least 5, the only one who was very good was Malkin, with 61, with 8 of 13 won. Lars Eller won 6 of 13. Crosby 12 of 26, and Noel Chari, a former Leaf, 3 of 10. So among players who took at least 5 face-offs, if played for the Flames, Backlund took 4 of 7 and won 4 of 7. Kadri 10 of 17. Lindholm 15 of 30. And that's it. At least among players who took at least this many face-offs. So yeah, overall, not very good effort defensively. The offense wasn't there. Yaroslav Novic, acquired by the Flames and the Devils, went pointless. Had plus minus 0, 2 shots, 1 block shot, and a giveaway. Not really much of anything. He did win a couple face-offs, well, 2 of 4. He had just under 14 minutes of ice time. So it'll be interesting to find out what happens in the Flames' next game, whatever that is. But now to go to the Blackhawks Habs game. Connor Bedard was supposed to be the story, a draftee. He was, supposed to be dominant out of the game, really put it on the points. Well, he did put up 1, and he had a 0 plus minus, took 5 shots, blocked a shot, gave away the puck once, had a bit over 23 minutes of ice time. It's hard to complain too much. I mean, not every player is going to score goals in every game. It's unreasonable to expect that. But he did put up a point, and that matters a lot. I'm sure the Blackhawks are proud of that, because he did put up a point. He had a 0 plus minus, unlike some of his teammates. I mean, with Connor Murphy, is it? Yeah, with that there. Just gonna see Connor Murphy to me. Yeah, not some of these unfamiliar faces. ESPN doesn't quite show the first names of all the players, but yeah. So it's hard to complain too much. Tyler Johnson, yeah, let's go check Tyler Johnson. Yeah, Tyler Johnson, a center, put up 2 points, both in goals. Corey Perry, a former Duck and Bolt, put up a point via an assist. Taylor Radish, a point via an assist. Seth Jones, 1 point via an assist. So yeah, Peter Mrazek did pretty good. I mean, it's deceptively good save percentage, 91.7. Faced 36 shots. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm pro Blackhawks or pro Habs. Just some noted, that Mrazek seemed to be pretty good in that game. So yeah, he gave his team a chance. So among Blackhawk players who took at least 5 face-offs, Bedard won just 1 of 9. That's not good. But then again, maybe he'll improve his face-off winning percentage, but that was not good. I believe like Jason Dickinson. Yeah, let's go see that. Jason Dickinson won 4 of 13. Ryan Donato. So check that there. Won 2 of 7. Connor with Cole Gottman won. Took 5 faceoffs, winning none of them. Tyler Johnson, 1 of 6. Lucas Reichel and Nick Foligno took faceoffs, although in each case fewer than 5. Reichel took 3, winning 1, and Foligno took 4, winning 3 of them. No defenseman took a faceoff. So for the Habs, definitely there were some minuses and pluses, kind of mixed. Nick Suzuki had -2. Some -1s of defensemen, defense core. Overall, also mixed bag of face-offs. Oh wait, there were some good numbers. At least half of available face-offs. Nick Suzuki took 6 of 8 face-offs that he won. Alex Newhook 4 of 6. Sean Monahan 4 of Flame 14-16. Jake Evans 11 of 14. So that's it for Habs players who took at least this many face-offs. No defenseman took a face-off. Sam Montembeault was really good in that. Didn't watch much of the game. Too long busy watching the Leafs game, watching the Flames, so it didn't get to the Habs. But overall, it's hard to claim too much. But the Habs, having 3 points in 4 games. Yes, strictly wins and losses. It's 1-1, but get the points. Well, shootout loss to the Leafs, so it's pretty good. And Leafs. I'll get to the Leafs game in a moment, but no doubt a much closer game between the Canucks and Oilers. A big win for the Canucks, not by as much as on Wednesday Eastern time, but 8-1. It's hard to repeat that. Canucks ended up winning slightly over half their face-offs in that game, 30 to the Oilers 27. But the shots against were massive difference. The Oilers ended up with 41 shots on goal. The Canucks 16. But yeah, giving up this many goals is still not good. The Canucks ended up giving up this many goals on their own PK in this many shorthand situations. So, yeah, Leafs against the Wild. Going into that game, when I watched the Friday Eastern Time edition of Locked On Leafs podcast, part of the Locked On Sports series of podcasts, and watched co-hosts Mike DeStefano and Dave Morisuti discuss the supposed defensive stinginess of the Minnesota Wild. Well, it turned out to be anything but a defensive gem for either team. Yeah, there were some. Philip Gustafsson allowed at least a couple of ugly goals I could count. Samsonov did allow some, with a couple of ugly goals I could count. But the Leafs ended up winning. But it is troubling that for the 5th straight game, going back to preseason play, the Leafs have given up at least this many goals in each. That's right, a minimum of 3 goals allowed per game. Where did that put the Canucks last season? Well, that put the Canucks out of a playoff spot by 12 points. I've been surprised the Canucks have done so well so far this season. Yes, it's been against the Oilers, but the Canucks certainly did. The Canucks certainly could have been worse by now. I mean, this is going to be an important season, important to start. Maybe these Canucks will be like last season's New Jersey Devils, having gone from, the season before that, nowhere near a playoff spot, to in one. Well, still got to wait for, I'm not convinced the Canucks are a playoff team, but when it comes to blasting the Oilers, TSN Scouting Director Craig Button, on an episode of Sports Center, pulled no punches, having claimed that the Oilers had been a bust so far this regular season. Well, it's hard not to agree with him on that. Those Oilers didn't show they were Stanley Cup contenders. And to me, yes, there was a decade of darkness a while back, but is this where the Oilers tumble down? This season's not over yet for the Oilers, by no means. But ask me after they've played 8 more games, and maybe it will be almost done. We'll have to see, though. Ditto for any of the Canadian teams, because very early on they haven't played a huge variety of teams just yet. So it'll be interesting to find out. So maybe I'll just wrap it up a little bit with that I found a very interesting video put out by the TO Sports Talk YouTube man about Leafs. The title of the video is Leafs vs Wild, Matthews again, October 14th, 2023. One of the comments, basically, to put I liked it that the Leafs scored on the power play and even strength, and unlike the Oilers in their own weekend game, scored multiple goals in each situation. The Oilers, by contrast, scored 2 power play goals, but just 1 even strength one. Secondly, the Leafs didn't allow a goal against their own penalty kill, while the Canucks, in their regulation win over the Oilers, allowed this many goals against their own PK. I didn't like it that, once more, the Leafs gave up at least this many goals. Or that they gave up so many chances, so many scoring chances against an opposing team. And the Teal Sports Talk YouTube man make that claim around the 4-minute, 40-second mark of that video. Plan to link as many of those videos as possible. But I'm going to wrap it up. Just thought I'd mention that I'd like to thank Canuck Clay, whose real name was Clay Emu, for that 12-hour live stream. Very intensely long. The stamina I admire him for. And when I looked late on Saturday Eastern Time about Zoom subscriptions or maybe later Sunday about Zoom subscriptions and and that typically it's the one I have is up to 30 hours of meetings, meetings of up to 30 hours each. Well, typically if it's more than two, it's typically too much for me. On the other hand, there may come a time when I'll get used to more. If I work from home and have to use an online meeting platform, remote work, whatever. But that's not a given. On the other hand, there's no doubt that a 12-hour live stream takes a lot of stamina. I didn't watch every moment of it. I wouldn't have been able to. So I'm just happy, that I can, for my own purposes, using Zoom, paid subscription helps, and it's enough for me, and that's really what it is, to host meetup events that are online, job and skills events. So, found a couple, I found various Game Over Street, various post-game streams, the SDPN YouTube channel, various, post-game streams, Game Over Vancouver, Game Over crossover, Game Over Vancouver Edmonton, what is there? I forget, yeah. Just so much hockey, back to back. So now we go to the week of 15th of October, Eastern Time. So, it's going to do for Canadian teams. So, it's going to be an evening one, Eastern Time. Bolts and Sens. I have to figure out how I'm going to watch the Raptors, because that game is going to overlap a little bit here. It's going to be 6 Eastern Time, so maybe before the Sens game is over, I mean, yeah, I'll figure that out. I believe the Raptors game's on Sportsnet. I have to look that up though. But yeah, it's not really very light, number of games. Monday feature the the Leafs hosting the Blackhawks, and Flames away against the Capitals. Tuesday, Canucks an away game against the Flyers, 6 Eastern time, a little bit early, unusually early for a weekday that isn't what in the British Isles is often known as a bank holiday. But it is what it is. The Habs facing the Minnesota Wild, a home game. It'll be broadcast times are a little bit later, 7 Eastern. The Oilers host, an away game against the Preds. Kings, Jets hosting the Kings, giving enabling Gabe Vilardi, Alex Iafallo, and Rasmus Kupari the first opportunity during regular in any game, whether postseason, preseason, or regular season, to play against their most recent former team. Pierre-Luc Dubois may very well get to play against the Jets. Who knows? We'll have to think of that. Because it's all the overlapping games, so I'll have to figure out, what's up there. Because most likely, much of the Canucks Flyers game will be done by the time the Jets hit the ice to host the Kings. Wednesday feature a Sens home game against the Washington Capitals. And then Thursday Eastern time, Flames will be away against the Sabres, Canucks an away game against the Bolts, Leafs will be playing in a different part of Florida, indeed much further south, against the Panthers, and in the Oilers be also in the eastern part of the contiguous US, playing against the Flyers. It'll be very interesting. See how many of those Canadian teams end up winning. And then we have the Jets in a rematch against the Golden Knights, but it'll be at Canada Life Center. And see the others, nope. And in the lone match that features on 20th of October Eastern Time, a Canadian team, the Flames, in an away game against the Blue Jackets. Saturday is going to be rather intense. So early on, Sens hosting the Wings. And then we jump right over 7 Eastern Time. Habs hosting the Caps. Leafs at Amalie Arena to play the Bolts. Canucks to play the Panthers. The Oilers, in the very late game, in the late game, to feature a Canadian team in action. The Oilers hosting the Jets. Yeah, well, it's going to be very interesting to say the least. So I'll wrap it up. So if you like the video, please make sure to click the like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. You can subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. You'll get more timely notifications of videos that I put out. I try to put out videos at least every other week. Anyway, I'm going to say, go Leafs go, go Raptors go Toronto FC go, and go Canada go.